Actually, I think to a certain extent, your name, Fazlani, Nature's Nest here, speaks for itself. I think you've made a name out there in the market already. A lot of people know about you, and actually what has happened is we were trying to look for a center while we were in Africa. And from there, we contacted one of our friends here in Gujarat. And he actually looked up a number of centers, and he contacted your center over here. And I think he had a number of discussions, and maybe he interviewed somebody here, or somebody here interviewed him. I'm not sure which one is which, but we got a very good from him. And that's how we made our arrangements to come for a wellness treatment at the center.
Thank you, Mr. Patel. Madam, could you tell me what was the condition that you both came here to cure?
We have a history of degenerative discs, both of us, and we were actually incurring the symptoms, so to say, and it's a long-term condition that we have, and we did want some relief on that. So that was our main, apart from the wellness overall.
I do believe that you had visited other centers in India as well. And
Oh yes, we've been coming almost 19 years plus every year ever since we found out both of us have the same condition, and ever since that, this is our program that keeps us. But it was very important for us to choose the right place.
Sir, this question is for you. Do you think that Fazlani Nature's Nest did serve the purpose that you came for?
100%. Actually, just before we came, we didn't really know much about this center. But once we arrived here, actually that's when we found out that somebody to have created this center in the manner it has been put together had to have some kind of a very good vision. And maybe it was the owner of this place, or he definitely had some good advisors on his side. And, you know, putting this type of treatment together, like naturopathy, Ayurveda,
And the yoga.
and actually all these three things combined together with the nature itself. This is the first center we've ever visited that has incorporated so many factors into a single treatment.
Yeah.
And-
Not to forget the cuisine. We got in wellness, international cuisine. I think that's what exactly we put it as.
But leaving
Sham
aside
was
the
really-
cuisine, what really astonishes me is the way the nature has been incorporated as a form of treatment.
Yeah.
Actually, we're from Africa, and we see animals day in and day out, and we grew up with these animals, but we never ever thought of being with animals as a calming and
Therapy.
soothing therapy. Here, you got the ducks doing these things for us. You got the horse patting, horse riding,
The goats.
and you know
Parrots
whatnot, the birds that you have, and then the ox cart rides that you have.
And the animal parade.
So we actually
The
feel that
horses.
this is an awesome center which has incorporated so many different fields into one single therapy. I think it's incredible.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much, sir. This question is for you, ma'am, that you have been to other centers and this center. So can I ask you one question? If you have to come back again, would you like to choose this one as your preferential treatment center?
Definitely, definitely. Because it also, I mean, we've been here 18 days. It still doesn't feel like we've been here long enough. Like sometimes, you know, sometimes some centers you would want to like count the days down, oh, finally I'm going. It doesn't feel like that over here, definitely not. It feels like, you know, no matter how many times it's just right.
I think, let me add a little bit more to what she has said. The thing is, the therapy here has been conducted in a very professional manner because we've got a very qualified doctor here, Dr. Athira, and then we have the laughter medicine doctor, Dr. Pramod himself. And, you know, I think jointly both these doctors put together makes our treatment a much more pleasant therapy to go through. And you know, when you enjoy this type of treatments, the body itself reacts very
It's healing,
positively.
yeah. And
Thank you so much for your kind words, Mr. Patel and Mrs. Patel. As you were talking about the food, Mrs. Patel, what would you like to mention about it? And would you kind of compare that food with the very strict regimen which is given in the other hospitals?
yes, I
How do you
mean,
feel about it?
yes, other centers, it's been assorted also, like depending on which area. If we go Kerala area, it will be Kerala food and all that stuff. If we go in Gujarat, it'll be Gujarat. But everywhere we've done is a wellness program for the detoxing and all that. So obviously this diet is there. Here the diet was maintained, but it was just amazing that he was so creative. I mean, he would give us like non-gluten, no oils, non-fried, and no rice, and everything was there. All those criteria was there, but the creativity in itself would not make you feel like you're missing out on something, and then you'd wish, how come I can't do this at home, you know? But then you need Shyam to be doing all that for us, you know. Yes, and he did an excellent job. And I would tell him, Shyam, make Mexican today, and true to his words, he will make it, but it didn't even feel like we missed the original, you know, like that. And it was all under his wellness criteria.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words. Mr. Patel, how did you feel that the treatments, whichever you had, Ayurvedic, Naturopathy, how authentic they were?
Look, first of all, Dr. Athira herself is from Kerala, and I think, as you also well know, Ayurveda is part of our scriptures, Ayurveda. And these things started back in Kerala, where history goes back thousands of years. Here, the treatment that we really got was actually just like Kerala as well.
Very authentic.
A very authentic treatment.
And the therapists.
And the therapists, I
really
think
nice.
They have been trained very well as well. So it wasn't like the therapists here were very different from there. So we didn't feel that we got under
version of it or something. Or by
same
version.
treatment.
Yeah, or a bi version. No, it was very authentic.
It was good, it was
Because
authentic.
the oils, the rice, the massages, the technique, everything kind of, you know.
I think through this treatment, after our 18 days of treatment, I am definitely going back a happy puppy.
Wonderful. That's very well said. So, as we come to these 18 days of regimen, the day you entered Fazlani's Nature's Nest and today, how do you find your health? How much improvement do you find in yourself? I'll start with Mr. Patel and I'll come back to you.
Well, I think as my wife here put it earlier, we both have back spinal problem.
Right.
Obviously, even Ayurveda cannot 100% reverse what has already been happening. But you know, the process has been slowed down enough, and when we came here, both of us were in a lot of pain. I'll probably let her say her version of the story, but I'll tell you mine. That I did come in with quite a bit of pain in my back, and now after this 18 days of treatment, I feel really, really much better. And in fact, I'm going back with almost no pain now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And ma'am, to you.
Mine was a different thing. My degeneration is there, and I did have that lower back. That has eased off a lot, but along with that, I had sciatic condition. That has remained a little bit, but way better than what I came in. And also, certain things you have to understand, when it's deep-rooted, it is what it is. But the yoga, and not to forget the yoga that has been incorporated in this whole therapy. So that's also going to be my continuation practice at home, and I'm almost sure that that should help. That should help. It's just very long-term and deep-rooted, so it's going to be stubborn.
Sure.
So that's understandable.
Again, as you visit, it can be eased off.
Yes.
Mr. Patel, as you say, that even though it cannot completely,
Yes.
psychologically, if we work on that, everything is possible. That is what I believe myself.
No, very practical.
And you're right. And just like what she said, actually part of yoga that we've been doing.
It's really,
at
helped
other,
a lot.
At other
There was
centers.
I couldn't stretch a certain way and all that. That's really helped me loosen up, And the breathing, the pranayam, the yogas, very nice.
Mr. and Mrs. Patel, when you came here, you look much younger. Any words on that?
I was born to be that way, but I mean, I don't have a choice. My wife likes young people, so I have to make sure I stay young all the time, you know. So definitely through
We
this
do feel
treatment,
very lighted
we always feel light. And I think everybody over the age of maybe 50 years or so should do this at least once a year, even if it's not for a very long period, you know, at least for about a
wellness.
week.
Yeah.
Because wellness is something that everybody is entitled to, and people should take it quite seriously, because if you try protecting your body right from now, you don't have to undergo a lot of pain at a later stage. So going through, once again, with all these treatments from the earlier state, obviously is going to make you feel good, and which alternatively makes you look happier and younger at the same time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. As you mentioned earlier, Mr. and Mrs. Patel, that you come from Africa. I believe you're from Zambia, right?
Yes, we are from Zambia.
Yes,
You're going back there?
yes.
From here, we fly straight out back to Zambia, yes.
Okay. I wish you the ongoing recovery to be more speedy, and I won't say that you should come back again with the problems. I would say that just to have a better life and better lifestyle, you definitely can come back. You're always in our hearts. And
Oh, yeah.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
But I do have something
you.
to say.
Yes,
I do have something to say, which I really wanted to mention. That apart from this being a resort and all that, we cannot forget the breathtaking view. It's just amazing, and the landscaping is so immaculate and so well maintained that in itself it's like what you call to the eyes, you know. I mean, it's so beautiful. Like doing those morning grass walks, barefoot walks on the lawn, and enjoying the sunrise and all that. It's just been so beautiful, just the backdrop and all that. Not to forget all the surprises that we got. Like for example, the flora tour. I did not expect the flora tour, and it's my passion. I love flowers, so it made my day. Literally made my day. And then the bunch of bouquet, and you know, the oils, and it was just very nice, surprising. Every day the bouquet in the room. I was pampering them. In itself was my therapy, actually, in the room when I was pampering the flowers. You know, so.
That's your energy, ma'am, and that energy you were getting back from everybody, because I believe that what you give out,
Yes.
you receive it back.
Yes.
So that energy came from you as well. And thank you very much for your kind words, your kindness towards each and every staff. So your
Yes.
interaction with all the staff, I have seen it. What would you say about it?
The staff is so courteous. So courteous. I mean, amazingly, you know, respectful. They're well-mannered. And we've never seen anybody who is like, you know, not happy kind of thing.
You know, most of the staff, no matter how many times you meet them in the daytime,
always so
they're
courteous.
always saying namaste to you. It's not
So
like
courteous.
they tell you that once in the morning or once
Yeah.
in a day, continuously the whole day. So it's the respect that they have for every
All the
patient or every
guests,
person
yeah.
who comes into this
Every one of them.
yeah, this
Yes.
resort right here. And maybe I'll touch a little bit back on why I look very young. And that's because I think all the activities that you have offered
yeah.
over here, you know, not to mention the pottery, the painting, the games that you offer.
The table
I mean,
tennis.
some of these things I
Talking
think
to the parrots.
yeah,
You know, bitu, like hello, hello, you know.
We did some of these things, I think, almost 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Kind of brought the
again,
childhood out in us.
childhood came out back in us.
Cycling,
And,
you know.
yeah.
So that's
So
yeah.
it was great. It was great being here.
The